These are the plaintiffs, Kiko and Rodney Johnson. Kiko says she and Rodney were walking on the street near their house, and the defendant's son let go of the dog's leash, and the vicious terrier bit her husband. Rodney was taken by ambulance to the hospital, treated for a dog bite, and now the rude, irresponsible defendant won't pay the bills. That's why they're suing for the $3,605 they're owed. This is the defendant, Cheryl Goudet. She says the dog didn't bite the plaintiff, and they're making all of this up. Rodney refused to let her even see the wound, which leads her to believe there was never a bite to begin with. She thinks this is just a money-grabbing attempt by dishonest people looking to make a quick buck. She's accused of being doggone stubborn.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated, come to order. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Kiko and Rodney Johnson?
Yes.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
are suing Cheryl Godoy and Teresa Garrett,
Correct.
and you're representing Teresa Garrett?
Yes.
She is what to you?
She's my mom's coworker, but she's the owner of the dog.
Okay, but you had custody of the
I was
dog at this...
babysitting it,
Babysitting
yes.
the dog. All right, for $3,605 that you say you are out as a result of a dog bite, tell me what happened.
Yes, ma'am. It was on June 18th of 2016. Me and my husband we were taking a walk and going to the store. And to make this story short, we were coming back. And when we were coming back, I believe it's her son, and he can be no more than maybe 11 or 12. He was outside in the yard, and we actually had our little dog with us, which I brought a picture of Ozzy with me. And her son, I don't know what it was going on in his head, but he had a retractable leash on his little black dog, or brown, it was really dark. But he did his hand like this and allowed the retractable leash to hit the ground.
He dropped the leash?
He dropped it, yes, ma'am.
Okay, is this a fenced-in area or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, there's a fence, but he had the dog on a leash, but he was in a fence?
Yes,
in a fenced-in
ma'am.
area, okay.
Well, when he did that, the black one, he ran out of the fence. He actually came through the fence.
What do you mean by come through the fence? You have to explain that.
Okay, like the fence is yay wide, and the dog, they're little terriers, so he came through the fence.
Totally through the fence?
Totally through the fence.
Escaped through the fence?
He escaped, yes,
Because
ma'am.
there's a gap?
There's a gap, right.
So the dog came out onto the sidewalk?
Yes, ma'am, he came out onto the sidewalk.
And what
the
happened?
And then when he came out onto the sidewalk, there were also two other dogs. They were white, and I take it that they were terriers. They followed suit.
And also escaped through a gap in the fence?
They also escaped through the fence, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 3 dogs now on the sidewalk along with my dog, but what I did was I hurried up and I picked up my dog like this in the air because they were actually attacking. The dark one bit my husband through his Nike tennis shoe.
Let me hear from husband. Husband have a tongue? Okay,
Yes,
talk
I
to
do.
me. It's your injury. Go ahead. What happened?
When I was walking down the street, the little boy let the leash go. To make a long story short,
Did the dog bite you?
yes, and I have
Where?
a picture of that on my right foot.
Okay, can I see? Did you have shoes on?
Yes,
Were they closed shoes? What kind of shoes did you have?
closed Nikes.
Okay. Sneakers? Okay.
Yes.
And it went through the sneaker?
Right. The
Can I
teeth.
see the sneaker? Did you keep it?
Yes,
Okay.
I think that's my right.
Did you
foot.
bring it or you brought a picture of it?
The picture
Okay.
of my foot. And the first.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm looking at the foot, but I'm not seeing the injury. So I need you to come over here and point out to me what you want me to say.
Okay. This is where I was bitten at, and this
Where?
one is swelling.
Where?
Right here on top of the foot.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
all
don't
the
see a
swelling.
puncture wound. I'm not seeing it. What do you mean? What should I be seeing?
Right, that redness right there is like the puncture, right?
Okay. I don't see a puncture at all. I don't see it. So do you have the medical records where the doctor said that you
yes,
were?
my
Okay,
wife
okay.
has that.
Let's see that. Maybe. I mean, I do this a lot. And oh, your dog is so cute. What kind of dog is that?
He's a Schnauzer mix, and his name's Ozzy.
Oh my gosh, your dog is adorable. Okay, show me medical records, please. Not bills, records, where a doctor says what's wrong.
Okay, so this is from the hospital, and right here I put a little check mark, which tells you that the doctor had to give him a tetanus shot.
Okay, where are the notes of the doctor that say what was wrong with the foot?
Okay, so basically what happened.
No, I need the notes of the doctor that say what was wrong with the foot because the picture doesn't show an injury. That's why I see that there is a tetanus shot given at the hospital, but I need to see Dr. Wu's notes that say that there was a puncture wound and that, you know, there was a dog bite or whatever else. You don't have, where's the rest of the report?
Okay, so let me see if this will help you.
While you're looking for that, were you there that day?
Yes.
All right, what happened according to you? Were you outside when it
I
happened or
was
not?
at the door. Because usually when my son take the dog out to use the bathroom, I stand at the door to make sure.
Why is the dog on a leash if you have a fenced-in yard?
Because it's not our dog.
What does that have to do with anything? Do you have a fenced-in yard or don't you?
Yes, we do have a fence, and this is our yard.
So why is the dog on a leash? Was he going to take him out, totally out?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's the
So,
answer.
yeah.
I thought it was just going to be in the yard
No.
doing its business.
So usually he takes, yeah, he takes the dog to use the bathroom. So I'm standing at the gate because people call me overprotective when it comes to my kids. So I'm always watching everything that they do. So when
Yeah, wait
my
till he
son,
becomes a teenager.
I know, right? But he did have the leash in his hand. I did not see him let go that leash at all. The retractable leash did stretch out. The dog head was outside the gate. He
The
was
dog's
still,
head.
Yeah, he was
But
still.
do you have a picture of your dog?
It's not my dog, but
I mean, do you have a picture of the dog?
I got
Sorry.
a similar picture
How
of
many
the
of the
dog.
dogs got out?
I was 2 dogs out. The third dog was their dog.
2 dogs got out.
They didn't get out the gate. It was on our property. Our dog stays on our property, doesn't go off.
How did they get out? I said out and you said
out
2
the
dogs
gate. No,
out.
no.
What do you mean?
One stuck his head out. The other one was on our property. Like it did not go outside the gate.
Okay, what is that a picture of?
That's a picture of how the dog looks.
Now,
Because
that
it's
can't
not,
be a picture of how the dog looks because that dog there is about an inch big. Where's the picture of your actual
It's
of
not
the dog?
my dog. It's my.
Did it go away already? Why couldn't you get them to send a picture of the dog?
So she called the pound and they took both of our dogs. Don't know what happened to the dogs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How do you not know what happened to the dog?
Because I was so emotional, crying and upset because I feel like how people can be so evil.
No,
and
but the pound doesn't usually do that. What do you mean? You have
They
to go
said-
and pick up your dog.
Because the dog wasn't mine, so I wasn't able to pick up the dog.
And what about the other dog?
The other dog, I was just so, with a lawsuit, I was just over it. I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't afford to pay anything for a dog, so I just let the dog go. You know, and so my son is upset because of something.
I don't blame your son.
You know, he's crying, and I can't, you know, so after all of this
Had this happened before?
No. No.
They took your dogs in order to what? Who took your dogs?
The
Animal
pets-
control?
Yeah, animal control came and took them because they called them
Right,
to take
and
the
then
dogs.
animal control said, okay, come pick up your dog, and you said, nah, that's
No,
all right.
they never called me to pick
What
up the
happened
dog.
to your mom's coworker? You couldn't reach her to get her to go pick up the
She was
dog?
sickly, that's why I had the dog. She wasn't able to keep
So
the
she
dog.
wasn't going to be able to keep the dog,
No.
period.
So
Were the
she-
dogs euthanized? Like, do you even know what happened to the
So,
dogs?
I don't know.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So this defendant, apparently she just takes the dog to, the dog gets picked up by animal control. She never picks it up. Her kid is super upset. It's the family dog. What do you say about her?
I can't believe she wouldn't pick up her dog. If you have a family dog, you should treat it like part of the family.
Is it worse even that she has a kid and the poor kid's upset?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember when I was a kid and I lost my dog. I mean, I was so upset.
What do you say about this lady?
I mean, I don't think she makes her a really good person. I mean, the family dog's part of the family, you know?
She's not a really good person. Boy, you're a politician there, aren't you? Because I would say it differently, going inside the courtroom.
Is this how the dog looked?
I actually have a picture of the dog.
Let me see.
The dog's in question, ma'am.
Let me see.
And also, there were 3 dogs that actually were in the fence, and there were 2 that there was the black one that escaped, and then the 2 followed. The 2 followed the black one. But on the report, she told the officer that came out, or officers that came out, there
It is
were
a
2.
teeny weeny dog. So are these dogs still available? No, that was
No.
on July 13th that they were available to be adopted. All right, did you find the medical report that I asked you for that actually talks about what injury he had? I mean, you're suing for the injury. I need to have an injury report from a doctor.
Okay, I totally understand what you're saying, and I'm gonna tell you, I just gave you what I have, and I apologize. I wish I did have
No,
something.
that's all
like
right.
that.
It's you know, it is what it is. But, you know, when you come in and you sue for, how much are you suing for? For that injury, you're suing for $3,605 for injury. You need to prove injury.
Okay, let me see.
Can you tell me when this happened, what did you do?
So when it happened,
How did you realize something had
because
happened?
I heard the barking. So when I went to the gate, and she said the dog bit my husband. So I said, ma'am, may I see the wound? She told her husband, no, honey, let's go. And she pushed them out the way so they can start walking. So I'm following them to their house. And I took a picture that I walked to their house to show that I'm interested in trying to find out, are they okay? She would not let me see it. So then I walked back home to change my clothes because I was in my pajamas. My son tells me, the lady's outside on the phone. So I'm back outside, ma'am, is your husband okay? Can I see? Then she hollers on the phone. I don't know who she was speaking to. This lady's crazy, she's trying to harass me. Ma'am, all I want to see is your husband okay? Then I hear the paramedics, walking down to the paramedics. Can I see the wound? She started going off, and I told the paramedics, I said, I just want to see the wound. Am I able to see it? They said, I'm sorry, it's a medical issue. We're unable to show you.
Paramedics can't make them show you the wound, but why
Right.
wouldn't you guys just show her the wound? Because you're going to ask her to pay for it. Why
You
wouldn't
know,
show?
Your Honor, I'm standing here and I'm listening to all this, and
Can
I'm
you
gonna
answer
tell-
the question I asked?
Yes, I can.
Why wouldn't you just take your shoe off and look at your wound and all that? Actually, I'm going to ask the husband.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that?
Why? Because the police had, the way she was acting, as you can see, she's aggressive on that paperwork. The way she was acting,
Wait,
the
what
police
paperwork
told,
am I going to see that she's aggressive?
so the police told me,
Hold on. I want to see what you just, I can see that she's aggressive from it. I want to see that. Hold on. Okay, here we go. It's probably this one. Hold on. Okay, now that's you saying she was aggressive.
no.
That says she tried to talk to the dog owner, but the dog owner was very aggressive with her. That's not the officer saying that she was
Okay,
aggressive.
fair enough.
That's them writing down that you said she was aggressive.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so go on. So you were saying why it was that you did not show her your injury.
Yes, I didn't think that I had,
All right, guys, look, let me just be very frank, okay? I got to make sure you're not just scammers trying to make some money.
Right.
That's what I got to make sure. Because we've gotten to the point in America where lawsuits are a form of income, and they're just not. So I make everybody prove their case. My needs are very simple. Can I just see a picture of an injury? Because I saw a picture of your foot, but there's no injury on the foot. There's absolutely no piercing. And if a tooth went through a sneaker, I'd like to see the sneaker and the hole in the sneaker. And I'd like to see the hole in the foot. Because I find it very suspicious that that's exactly what she said. She says, the dog came to the gate and they're trying to make money and I tried to see the injury and they wouldn't let me see the injury. And you admit you didn't let her see the injury because according to you, she was aggressive. And just look, Judge, the cop says she was aggressive, but the cop didn't say she was aggressive. And then wonder of all wonders, you don't have an actual medical report that says there was something wrong with you. The only thing it says is that you asked for a tetanus shot. That could be because you're setting up a lawsuit. So I have to actually see a damage to your foot for me to turn around and say, hey, lady, go pay that guy $3,000. Can I just see the injury to the foot?
He doesn't have the gym shoe with him. Okay.
How about a picture of it?
No.
Okay.
It was
How about a picture of an injury?
Well,
How about the medical report that you are basing your $3,000 lawsuit on?
Okay, ma'am, I'm trying to tell you that when it actually happened and he took off his gym shoe, his foot was bleeding, whether you believe me or not, or you don't believe
No,
me.
I just need the evidence. Yes, ma'am.
I do have another thing to say. The day of the injury, this man was walking back and forth our property, going to the store, back and forth passing our property, not limping, nothing was wrong with him.
Okay. All right. Based on the lack of medical reports on any injury, my ruling in this case is for the defendant.
It's over.
Thank you.
So it's a case of no evidence, no judgment. I'm sorry. You understand the judge's position? You had to really prove your case, and you just didn't do it.
That's okay. I mean, I feel that Judge Millian is a fair judge, and it was a pleasure to meet her. But I will say this, that next time if something does occur, me and my husband will make sure that we bring sufficient evidence.
You know, it does make it look like you're here trying to rip the lady off.
I really don't think so.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Were you taken to the hospital in an ambulance?
Yes, I sure was, and I was bitten by the dog.
See, you should have evidence from that,
Yeah.
from the ambulance, from there, from the, the EMT
Well,
people looking at you.
we have a-
You could have had a mountain of evidence.
Well,
You don't have anything.
We have a bill for $1,144 from an EMT.
Well, you should have brought it with you.
No, I did. It's in here.
No, well, too late now. Case is over.
That's right.
No, you lost. I'm sorry.
I guess it's what it is. It's what
That's
it is.
just what it is. Okay, thank you very much. All right, you must leave. Here comes, here comes Miss Godoy. You know, a lot of people probably thinking what you were saying is probably true.
Yes, it is true, because like I said, they just moved into our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And just coincidence, they want a lawsuit for so much money.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Seems strange.
Yes.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much. You
Nice
must sign
meeting
some
you.
documents. What do you think about this case, Harvey? Very interesting.
Doug, I can make this short and sweet. You got to prove injuries to get damages, and this plaintiff came up goose eggs. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.